Hey guys, it's Carl Allen. Welcome to the Dealmaker Empire Module 7 implementation lesson on financing. Now, one of the bonuses I'm going to share with you is a comprehensive Rolodex of all of the different financial sources that I recommend you use for doing deals, both on the equity side, on the asset-based financing side, and also through the SBA. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. But first, a quick review of what we've learned in Module 7. So in lesson number 1, we went through the nuts and bolts of asset-based lending. In lesson number 2, I walked you through seller financing, earnouts, and how all of that works. Then in lesson 3, we reviewed equity investing. And in lesson number 4, I shared with you the full 20-step financing process. And remember, there's a difference between debt financing and equity financing. With equity financing, you're selling shares in your business or shares in the combined entity that you're building in exchange for a cash equity infusion. In other words, an equity investor will buy shares and put money into the deal, and then you partner together. With asset-based lending or debt lending that we talked about in lesson 1, it's all about leveraging the working capital assets, the cash that's already in the business, things like accounts receivables or AR and inventory. Remember, those are revolving lines of credit that you use not only to buy the business, but also to continue to trade and grow and scale the business once you've acquired it. And you can also finance your acquisition with lines of credit that your existing business or the business that you're buying already has, but has not used. And we talked about how to use fixed assets, real estate, or cash flows to raise financing as well. And then I walked you through at a very high level how the SBA 7A loan process works. As a reminder, there's a bonus training on that which gives you a lot more detail. In lesson number 2, we talked about seller financing and how to use bonus earnouts and bullet repayments when structuring deals to be more attractive to the seller. Then I walked through all the different types of equity financing, where equity comes from, how we treat it as an investment class, and what the advantages and disadvantages are for the different types. Now, in the last lesson, I walked you through the 20 steps of the financing process, and I revisited a lot of the things that you've already done, and I also future-paced some of the things that you're going to learn in Module 8, like preparing a letter of intent, getting expressions of interest and term sheets from financiers, hiring contingent fee advisors, financial due diligence, and how the legal process worked. But I wanted to show you how the financing process overlaps a lot of the different phases of the bolt-on acquisition process. So now it's time to get to work. It's all about implementing this financial process. It's about where you've shaken hands on and you've agreed on an offer. It's now about starting to gather together the data the financiers are going to need, sending it to them, and then project managing that process. Your goal is to get them to send you a term sheet, which you are going to need. That's called an expression of interest or an EOI. And now for the jewel in the crown. Here's a view of the financing Rolodex that can be downloaded beneath this video. There are close to 1,000 different sources in here that you can use. We've got loads of traditional US and UK based financiers, as well as Canadian and Australian ones as well. We've also got financing brokers for all 4 countries. And one thing you might want to do is, rather than running the financing process yourself, is to hire a broker that can do all of that heavy lifting for you, gathering all the information and then playing off lots of different financiers to get you the best deals. Now, these brokers will charge you a fee, but it should be a contingent fee, anywhere from 1% to 5% of the total amount of financing that they arrange. In this case, you'll want to raise a little bit of extra capital to cover that fee. Then again, some financing brokers will actually get paid from the financier. The problem with that is they'll typically go to the financier that's going to give them the best cut. So they're not as incentivized to negotiate the best rates for you. And finally, we've got all the SBA 7A loan providers. So if you're a US citizen or you're partnered at least with 51% of US citizens, and you're doing deals in the US. So there's a massive Rolodex, and there's loads and loads of different sources. We've got email addresses, contact numbers, links to online application forms, all those different things. So this resource is extremely valuable and definitely one that you'll want to use. So that's it for Module 7. Get out there and raise some financing. Get those term sheets. You're going to need them for the final module where we get the deals closed, my friends. So I'll see you soon in Module number 8, Deal Execution and Closing, the final lap. Until then, bye for now.